This family has a really special way of bathing. They apply soap lather and run after the shower head. Not because of anything else but because they are too poor. He was so poor that even the turf from his family was taken away to pay off debts, and he had to go to the cemetery in the middle of the night to steal turf, leaving him covered in mud. Why is this family so poor? Dick was a white-collar worker in a listed company before, and Jane was also an outstanding employee in the company. Although they are not rich and powerful, at least they have enough to eat and drink. Until this day, Dick was informed to go to the rooftop for a meeting. The level of the floor also symbolizes the level of status. The treatment on the top floor is quite good. You can play golf in the office, and there is a helicopter shuttle to and from get off work. The company executive, the bald man, received him warmly and directly congratulated him on his promotion to vice president. This made Dick so happy that he immediately took out a loan to buy a large villa, paved it with World Cup level lawn, and even replaced the dog's collar with an electronic one. On his first day in office, Dick accepted an interview with the TV station. He thought this was the company's way of packaging him, until the host asked him 3 consecutive questions. Why did your boss sell off all the stocks? Why does your company always evade taxes? Why are you so shameless? Do you have a conscience? Can you sleep at night? Realizing that he had become the scapegoat, he immediately returned to the company angrily, only to find that the place was in a mess. The boss took the money and ran away, and the employees began to divide the remaining valuable things. Dick also tried his best to get back his potted plant. He originally thought that relying on Jane, the family could survive for a while, but Jane said, "Honey, I have good news for you. I resigned." Now the whole family had no income. Dick had no income for 4 months' income. Soon the family was unable to make ends meet. The electricity and water stopped, and there was no lawn in the garden. In order to make a living, Dick had to start from the grassroots level. He finally grabbed a job, but he didn't expect it to be snatched away by his opponent. Jane was not idle and became a cosmetics tester. As a result, she suffered all the adverse reactions. When Dick saw the big sausage on his wife's mouth, he shed tears of distress. So, he made a big decision: to rob. The man took out his son's toy gun and planned to rob him. Dick walked into a convenience store and was about to shout a robbery slogan when his toy gun got stuck in his unlucky clothes. It happened to catch up with the clerk's shift again. Dick saw that he might not be able to beat such a big guy, so he drank a large drink. Yes, he succeeded, and he didn't give any money. Immediately after arriving at the second store, he grabbed the old lady's large and small bags of things and stuffed them into the car. Yes, he did it again, and he got the tip. At the third store, Dick finally pulled out a gun, but the store clerk looked at his cowardice and wasn't afraid at all. Even Jane couldn't stand it anymore, so she made a violent operation and successfully took away the change in the cash register. After the first experience, the couple became more and more skilled and robbed another cake shop. Only children make choices. I want both the money and the cake. I like the strawberry flavored cake. So, 2 more pieces. Get freshly made coffee, and they don't forget to say thank you before leaving. The couple put on hoods and robbed a Japanese food store. Anyway, let's grab whatever they want to eat tonight. Do you want a new car? Robbery the 4S store. The wife is dressed up handsomely, and the husband is dressed up coquettishly. Then they robbed a rich man and put an electronic dog collar on him to prevent him from calling the police. It's not very harmful. It's very insulting. Their life is getting better and better with each passing day. The appliances they sold before have been replaced with new ones, and they no longer have to worry about the water and electricity bills. They targeted another bank. Jane lay down on the floor when she entered, attracting people's attention. Dick took the opportunity to cut off the security guard's access card and successfully entered the vault. When he was about to take the money, he met other robbers. Soon the bank was surrounded by the police, and Dick had the idea to lie down on the ground and pose as a hostage, and narrowly escaped. This frightened Dick psychologically, and he immediately decided to quit. But he saw on TV that his former boss was still on the loose. He found the financial director, the bald brother, and planned to do it one last time, to rob his former boss. Workers can no longer be exploited. The 3 decided to join forces to rob their sinister former boss. They learned that in a few days, the boss would deposit 400 million bonds in the bank. It must be stamped by the lobby manager first, and then signed by the boss himself for confirmation. They only have one chance in this process, which is to take the opportunity to exchange their deposit slip before the lobby manager stamps it. This way the money will be transferred to their name. I didn't expect the accident to happen so quickly. The forged deposit slip died unexpectedly. The boss also entered the bank earlier than planned. They decided to resort to emergency measures and improvise. The 2 pretended to be a wealthy couple and walked into the bank with their heads held high. Dick secretly copies the receipts, while Jane tries to stall the boss. Dick called reception and said, "Hello, move the car." Reception immediately packed her things and went out. Dick printed the deposit slip smoothly. Here, when the teller finished stamping and was about to hand the form to the boss, Jane tripped him up, and then worked perfectly with Dick to steal the form. But soon, he discovered that something was wrong with the account number on the form. Looking up and seeing Dick, he suddenly understood. When he found Dick, he yelled at him and threatened him. If he didn't leave quickly, he would call the police. Dick didn't give in at all. He took out his son's toy gun and shot you without paying him. The boss immediately wrote a check for $100 and said that you are only worth this amount in my heart. Jane stepped forward to comfort him, but she didn't expect that this was all within Dick's plan, because he successfully got the boss' signature. The next day, reporters were gathered in front of the boss' house because they got big news. A well-known boss actually donated a total of $400 million. In front of the camera, the boss can only follow the steps and continue to be a fake good guy to the end. Forgive Dick, return all the boss money to the employees, who were exploited and harshly exploited by him. After the workers got their money, their lives returned to normal. Today's video ends here. Shut down and get off work. This is HKY Movies. Looking forward to meeting you next time.